Take a deep breath in and exhale. Keep breathing deeply. And as you do, remind yourself of the awesome opportunity to be alive. Are you celebrating right now the awesome opportunity to be alive? Or are you focused in any accident that you may have had? In anything that you perceive as a failure? In anything that you perceive that didn't work and you don't understand why it didn't work? Is it possible that you are focused on those desires that you thought that you will get? That everything looks so easy and you didn't? Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, remind yourself that with the opportunity to be alive, it is also the opportunity to create new desires, to work for new desires, to evolve your life with new desires. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you do, what if you choose today to ask yourself, which of my desires are in conflict with each other? Which of your desires do you perceive are in conflict with each other? And are they really in conflict with each other? Or is it possible that you have limited yourself thinking that you have to have either one thing or the other? Either having money or love, but not all of them. Either having great relationships or not, but not all of them. What if you have been limiting your desires because what you perceive have been failures? Take a deep breath in and exhale. What if it is your focus what is telling you that your desires are in conflict? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me be congruent. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. What if you have been focusing in what it isn't working, on what it isn't looking great, and just with an adjustment of your perspective, you can look ahead and either have new desires or polish the ones that you have right now. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. Which desire makes you congruent? And if it's possible that you're saying, oh, but you have no clue what I have been going through, and I desire fill the blank, and it didn't happen, fill the blank, because of the reason that you perceive that didn't happen. Is it possible that you have been attached, so attached to an option, only one option in a universe that is so vast? Do you have any idea of how many kind of trees exist? How many kind of flowers exist? How many kind of chocolate, coffee, tea, drinks exist? Do you realize that all of those options came from the desires of someone who desired so strongly, that was willing to be congruent on working on that? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. What if you are thinking of on an event, something that happened or didn't happen, because sometimes what didn't happen hurts the most. What if instead of complaining of whatever you perceive didn't work, you choose to look, how did you grow? What did you learn? Which abilities you got? In which way did you stretch your personality just because you were convinced so strongly that that desire was going to be fulfilled? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. How about when you interact with people which desires are different than yours? Is it possible that you are perceiving them as incongruent just because they don't have the same desires that you have? Is it possible that you have misunderstood their desires? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. Where is your focus? Because a tree have to remain there until someone chooses to transplant it from one place to the other. But you, with each desire, you move yourself from one place, one mental space to other. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. Is it possible that you quit to any desire just because people told you that you were going to be labeled as a crazy person? Do you realize how many people that eventually succeeded, whatever that was for them, they were called crazy people? Because there were a moment that all that now exists didn't exist. For the one who wants to create the car, what a crazy person. To the one who create an sport, who would play that? To the one who creates social media, the refrigerator, or travel all around the world. All of them look like crazy people for some. So, are you willing to go beyond what is reasonable? Are you willing to step into your greatness and allow those desires of whatever it is to come into a fruition, to get them closer and closer, to put your part in a big project that goes beyond who you are right now. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. Keep today's questions in mind. Which of my desires are in conflict with each other? And as you perceive they are in conflict with each other, realize if they are truly in conflict with each other, or if you in some way or form but the opinion of others that told you that if you have fill the blank, you can't have fill the blank. In which way or form you can actually have it. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate by finding the desire that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desires that makes me congruent. I initiate by finding the desires that makes me congruent. Blessings.